Nation Whistler. Here we are in Skiers Plaza with an Olympic snowboarder everyone will recognize, Ross Rebagliati. Thanks for coming out so early for us.
Not a problem.
Nice to see you again. And we talked to you a little bit last year. Can you believe it was 10 years ago that you won your gold medal?
Yeah, it's hard to believe for sure. 10 years. You think it's a long time, but it isn't really.
When you look back over 10 years, obviously winning the medal was the highlight, but what about after that, over the past 10 years? I mean, you've had an opportunity to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I've met a lot of cool people and the opportunity to do like lots of, neat stuff with charities and things like that. The opportunities just, keep coming in different forms, so you never know which one to take. It's kind of like, accepting a movie role, maybe. Not like I would know about that, but you have to just take your chances right now. And for me, my big project right now is the Kelowna Mountain Project in Kelowna.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. What are they doing up there? Are they trying to make a Whistler 2?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's just a very small, contained private ski resort that's surrounded by a real estate development. We have an 18-hole golf course going in for the summertime and 2 man-made lakes for wakeboarding. So basically what we're trying to create is a small snowboard park and an area where, we can build a half pipe and some rail slides and jumps and things like that, and just have it accessed by a small lift.
So the Olympics, obviously, a highlight of your life, but you've been able to parlay that now into a business venture.
Yeah, it's there's always that opportunity, when you think about going to the Olympics. Wow, if I win, I'm going to have like no end to the opportunities, but you really have to work at it. It doesn't just come your way. You have to really put yourself out there. And my wife Alexandra, she's amazing with the marketing, and she really does a lot with my website, rossrebagliati.com. But
make sure we get that up.
Yeah, check it out. But anyway, yeah, you really have to work at it, and if you do, then you can use that opportunity to your advantage.
Is it helpful that also your name is Rebagliati? I mean, it's not like you're John Smith who won a gold medal. Your name has been synonymous for 10 years. That must really aid you, because I used to get it all the time when I was a kid with Darling, bugged all the time. I'm sure you're probably similar, because I remember when you won the medal, the first thing everyone's like, Rebagliati, no one knew.
No, it's totally true. When I was coming up through the amateur ranks in the BC tour back in the 80s, they used to just call me Ross Alphabet. They didn't even try to go with the last name. And so it was kind of like a curse, like no one can say it and stuff like that. But then, as I was in the Olympics, and that the name just kind of became like popular, and just from media and people were able to pronounce it finally, and so it was kind of like a victory, like, yeah, I'm going to get the whole world to say it right.
Ross, we've got a guy coming up a little bit later on who is ranked, I think, 7th right now on the half pipe. And what advice would you give up-and-coming Olympic athletes now 2 years out to 2010?
Just you know what, there's no end to the advice that you could give. There's a lot of focus that's involved. There's a lot of family and girlfriend potential distractions that can get involved. And for me, I was lucky enough to be able to time it just right, where I was single going into the Olympics, and that just made it that much easier for me to deal with the pressure that I was dealing with, that no one else really could understand except for me. And yeah, just stick with the training. If you're ranked in the top 10 in the world, that's a great place to be going into the Olympics. The top 16 guys, it's always a change-up. Those guys are always the ones that can place in the top 3. So, don't injure yourself, and that's about all you can do.
Now, you talk about pressure, and you felt obviously pressure, but it's different feeling pressure if you're in Lillehammer or Albertville or Salt Lake City, as pressure here in BC, and you're a Canadian. I mean, it's just even, I think, a lot more difficult to try and win here.
You know what? You're the first guy to actually say that, and I have to agree. Competing at home is probably harder than any other venue around the world. When I was in Japan, I was away from all of the, family and friends that would want you to come over for dinner or go out for a couple of cold ones, and I was just able to focus. And, some of the athletes that are local from the area, they're going to have a tough time isolating themselves and focusing and blocking out all of the extra stuff that doesn't matter. And, you know, competing at home has its good points. You know, you'll know the snow conditions and the weather conditions and what to expect. But if you can't see, you can't see.
Yeah.
And when you got your mom and dad and half of your friends from high school, and you know, everyone's like calling your cell phone.
We're counting on you. Don't let us down.
Yeah, you know, forget about your emails for 2 weeks or whenever, you know, until your event's done, and just focus.
All right. Well, good advice from past Olympian. Great to see you, and good luck with the business venture up at Kelowna Mountain.
I want to say hi to my buddies down in Pemberton, Doug and James, Lydell. Take it easy. They said they're going to try to make me laugh, but
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Doug and James.
And how do we get in touch with you again? What's your website?
RossRebagliati.com.
All right, there you go. Okay.
Thanks, Ross.
You don't need to Google his name, Mark. Just go to RossRebagliati.com. That's all
great.
you need.
Wow, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Makes it simple. All right, thanks you guys. A little snow in Whistler this morning. Looks great with not a big dump of snow. In fact, it'll be mixed with rain this afternoon as this weather system that is